What if I told you the universe didn't make a mistake bringing you here? Sounds bold, right? But think about it. How many times have you wondered if there's more to life than just waking up, working and repeating? That quiet ache inside you, that pull for transformation isn't random. It's your higher self reminding you that synchronicity, purpose, and destiny are already shaping your path. If only you'd stop waiting for the perfect moment to act. Here's the twist. Most people waste years trapped in hesitation, listening to the inner critic, waiting for a breakthrough that never comes. But what if the breakthrough doesn't come to you? What if you create it? In 5 seconds, you can shift from distraction to awakening, from autopilot to intentional living, and once you understand how quantum reality responds to boldness, you'll never see chance encounters the same way again. So the real question is this: are you ready to stop postponing your destiny and start living the reason the universe placed you here? If yes, then manifest here in the comments your dreams, or simply declare to the universe what you wish to manifest, and of course, subscribe to the channel, because the journey continues right now. Most people live trapped in what I like to call the comfort prison. It feels safe, familiar, predictable, but deep down, it suffocates growth. Think about it. Waiting for the perfect time to start that project, launch that business, or even hit the gym is just a clever excuse your inner critic uses to keep you still. And what happens? Days turn into years, and destiny slips through your fingers while you keep telling yourself, soon. Imperfect action, on the other hand, creates momentum. Imagine someone who wants to write a book. If they wait for the right inspiration, they'll wait forever. But if they sit down every day and write just one page, even if it's messy, that page becomes a chapter, and that chapter becomes transformation. That's how synchronicity kicks in. Opportunities, people, and resources suddenly show up, almost like quantum reality bending in their favor. Take, for example, the 5-second rule. You think of doing something brave, like calling a potential client, and you have exactly 5 seconds before fear talks you out of it. If you move within those seconds, you break the spell of hesitation. It's not about being fearless. It's about acting faster than the doubt can poison your higher self. That's how breakthroughs happen, not with fireworks, but with consistent tiny risks. The real trick is this: the comfort prison isn't made of walls. It's made of habits. Scrolling endlessly on social media, saying, "I'll start tomorrow," or playing small at work. Swap those habits for courageous microactions, and you'll notice a shift. Life starts to feel like an awakening, and suddenly, what looked impossible becomes your new normal. And if you think these coincidences are random, well, wait until you hear about the science of synchronicity. Ever had a chance encounter that changed everything? Maybe you bumped into someone who later became a business partner, or you stumbled on a book that answered the exact question on your mind. Most people call it luck, but a closer look reveals something deeper. Synchronicity science is beginning to show that what looks like coincidence is actually a dialogue between your mind, your higher self, and quantum reality itself. Neuroscience tells us the brain is a pattern recognition machine. When you set an intention, like finding purpose or starting a new career, your mind starts filtering the chaos around you, pointing your attention to what aligns with that desire. This isn't magic, it's wiring. But when you add quantum reality to the equation, things get fascinating. Energy fields, vibrations, and probabilities converge, and suddenly that person, that book, that idea appears right when you need it. Think about this. A woman writes down her dream of starting a wellness studio. The next day, she randomly sits next to someone on a flight who happens to own the exact kind of property she needs. Coincidence, maybe. But when you live with clarity of purpose, these breakthroughs stop feeling like random accidents and start feeling like destiny. Synchronicity isn't about predicting the future. It's about aligning with it. Practical application. Simple. Start journaling your intentions daily, not as wishful thinking, but as a command to your higher self. Pay attention to symbols, conversations, or even songs that repeat around you. The more you notice, the more patterns emerge, and that's how awakening works. Once your awareness sharpens, the universe becomes a co-pilot. Now the only question is, who are you really listening to on this journey? Your inner critic or your higher self? Inside every person, there's a battle playing out. On one side, the inner critic whispers, "You're not ready. You'll fail. Who do you think you are?" On the other side, the higher self quietly urges, "Go, try, trust." Most people mistake the critic for truth when it's really just fear in disguise. And that fear doesn't protect you. It cages you. Recognizing the difference between those two voices is the first step toward transformation. Picture this. Someone wants to speak up in a meeting. The inner critic immediately throws excuses. "You'll sound stupid, stay quiet." But if they pause and listen closer, the higher self says, "Share it. That idea could change the outcome." And here's the breakthrough. When they act on the higher self, they not only shape destiny, but also train the brain to associate courage with progress. Over time, this rewiring silences the critic's grip. Here's a practical tool. Next time doubt creeps in, apply the 5-second rule, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move before hesitation takes over. Whether it's hitting publish on a post, applying for that job, or finally calling someone you admire, small brave actions stack up. That's how synchronicity unfolds. Life rewards boldness, not perfection. Each micro step aligns you closer to your purpose, and you start to notice opportunities that fear would have blinded you to. Think about it like this. Your critic screams, your higher self whispers. The critic works with volume, the higher self works with truth. And when you choose the whisper, you'll start seeing your quantum reality shift in subtle yet undeniable ways. But here's the twist. If 5 seconds can decide whether you listen to fear or destiny, what happens when you consistently use those 5 seconds to rewrite your future? Every destiny shifts in a single heartbeat. But most people miss it because they hesitate. The 5-second rule is simple. You've got 5 seconds between an impulse from your higher self and the sabotage of your inner critic. In that gap, destiny is decided. Take action within those seconds. Call, write, speak, move, and you override fear. Wait longer, and the critic wins, convincing you to stay safe in that comfort prison you've been trying to escape. Imagine this in practice. Someone thinks, I should go talk to that stranger at the event. If they act within 5 seconds, they might spark synchronicity that leads to a business deal, a friendship, or even love. But if they stall, they walk away with regret, reinforcing the critic's lies. That's quantum reality at play. Energy responds to decisiveness. The faster you act, the more breakthroughs unfold, and the more your life feels like awakening instead of waiting. A practical hack. Place reminders in your environment. Sticky notes on your mirror saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alarms on your phone, or even rubber bands on your wrist as anchors. Use them whenever you feel hesitation creeping in. Every time you choose action, you rewire your brain's pathways. It's neuroscience and discipline working together to shift you toward transformation, aligning your daily choices with your purpose. The truth is, people think destiny is shaped by massive decisions, but it's not. It's shaped in tiny 5-second windows. In those moments, you either reinforce fear or choose courage, and the more you choose courage, the more synchronicity floods your path, guiding you closer to your higher self. Which brings us to an even bigger question. How do you live with purpose when the world keeps pulling you into distraction? We live in an age where distraction is the new addiction. Notifications buzz, endless scrolling numbs, and suddenly hours disappear. And yet, beneath the noise, the higher self keeps whispering about purpose. Living with intention means deciding every day. Do I feed the critic with delay and comfort, or do I align with my destiny through conscious choices? Purpose isn't discovered in silence alone. It's forged in the middle of chaos by choosing transformation over autopilot. Take mornings, for example. Most people start their day grabbing the phone, diving headfirst into everyone else's agenda. Purpose-driven living flips the script. Instead of scrolling, spend 5 minutes journaling intentions. Write down, today I will act with courage. Today I'll create instead of consume. That simple act aligns the mind with quantum reality, making synchronicity more likely. Suddenly the right email, the right call, or the right idea shows up. Not randomly but as response. Think about survival mode versus intentional living. Survival mode says, do the minimum, get through the day. Intentional living says, how can today bring me closer to my higher self? For example, instead of binge-watching another series, pick up a book like Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl or The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. These aren't just books, they're doorways to awakening, showing that purpose thrives even in difficulty. That's how breakthroughs begin. And here's the paradox. Living on purpose doesn't mean your life gets easier. It means it gets meaningful. You'll still face setbacks, but each challenge becomes a teacher. The inner critic will still try to interrupt, but you'll meet it with the 5-second rule. Acting anyway. Each time you do, your purpose gets sharper, your transformation deeper, and your destiny clearer. Now the only real question is, will you choose to live awake or drift back asleep? So tell me, after everything you've just heard, are you really going to keep waiting for the perfect time? Or will you finally claim the courage to act, even if it's messy? Even if it scares you, because destiny isn't waiting for someday. It's being shaped in your next 5 seconds. What would your life look like if you silenced the inner critic for just one day? If you trusted your higher self to guide you through synchronicity, transformation, and awakening? Close your eyes for a moment and picture it, because the quantum reality around you is already shifting in response to your choices. Now I want to hear from you. What's the first action you're committing to today? Write it down in the comments. Declare it to the universe. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs start with the smallest commitments, and don't underestimate this. Your words carry power, and your intention sets things in motion. And if you're ready to keep learning, to keep awakening, then subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way, you'll stay connected, receiving insights that help you live with purpose, courage, and clarity. Because this journey, it's just beginning.